Hey GreatDrams, welcome to a phenomenal three-part whiskey tasting with me, Greg Dillon from GreatDrams.com, and a triumvirate, if I just move these out of the way, a triumvirate of rock oysters. Now, those of you who've been reading the website for a while now will know that I'm a massive fan of Douglas Laing and what they do as a company. Douglas Laing's approach to, as a business, their approach to bottling, blending and actually creating amazing products for the whiskey world is just astounding. We're great friends. Fred and I actually recently had, Fred Laing that is, recently had a charity squash match where we raised over £3,500 for two different charities. And you know, we're quite a we're mutual friends, shall we say, and mutual admirers of each other's work. And today we're doing a three-part rock oyster tasting with the original, the rock oyster, which is of course a blended malt Scotch whisky, and it's all about the islands. This one, so from Orkney, Arran, Jura and Islay, and it's small batch released. We then have the 18-year-old rock oyster, which I've already got through a bottle of this stuff, and this is bottle number 2. As you see, I've opened it just now for the tasting, and I absolutely love it. And then we're hitting this. This one is the first time you'll see this. It's launching, or it launched, sorry, by the time this goes live, on August 1st, and it's the batch 2 of the cask strength release of rock oyster. Again, with the same Orkney, Arran, Jura and Islay kind of provenance story around it, maybe different inputs. I don't know anything about that. What I do know is that the rock oyster brand is phenomenal, and I actually got my 2015 Whiskey of the Year, the original rock oyster. It's absolutely sublime. I use it in a lot of whiskey tastings. So, without further ado, let's jump in. So the classic rock oyster. This one, you know, it's got a lovely light colour. Oh, what ABV is that again? 46.8% ABV, but on the nose you're getting a hell of a lot of salt, kind of that maritime note that you'd expect from islands, in the kind of traditional provenance kind of story of the islands. You're getting a lot of toffee character, a bit of kind of barley malt character on there as well. It's more like burnt toffee actually, now I'm thinking about it. Vanilla, some quite woody notes, some quite raw, freshly chipped wood notes. Kind of lovely kind of, it's actually drying on the nose, if that's even possible. Maritime, salty, kind of dry notes. Bit of seaweed, maybe that little bit of kelp. Oh, phenomenal. I can nose this guy for hours. So a little bit sweeter on the palate, but it has, oh, that's amazing, has that kind of soft, sweet toffee note, again very drying, very salty, like heavily salted popcorn. A fantastic note that goes with that, and making you so kind of, it's making you salivate because of its dryness. You're kind of overcompensating for it, and wow, very soft, subtle spice on the end, but nothing too dangerous. Just a nice kind of warming finish. Absolutely sublime. Haven't had it for a while, and I'm gutted that I haven't. Although it's always lovely to go back to a favourite. So now, let's hit number 2. Rock Oyster 18-year-old. Also bottled at 46.8%. Gorgeous foiling on that label. Absolutely stunning. Similar Orkney, Arran, Jura and Islay. And let's have a look. I could probably guess the distilleries from the Jura and the Arran component. Probably have a decent guess at the Orkney component too, but I wouldn't know that one for sure. No idea about either. So this one's a bit more sweeter on the nose, a bit more toffee, a bit more kind of fruit element coming through. Kind of like baked apples, baked pears, the kind of dessert you'd expect after a lovely lovely roast dinner in the winter, like an apple crumble. Soft, not really a smoke, but a soft something about it, reminiscent of smoke, but it's definitely not a smoky whiskey. Really refined, really calm, not as drying and not as maritime as the original. It still does have that salty note there. Wow, that toffee, I'm guessing there's a bit more, or a lot more sherry character in there, as well due to the colour, but the actual flavour profile, it's a lot richer, a more deep, darker fruits. It's got more kind of spice going on. The tongue's tingling a little bit, a bit of white pepper there, cardamom maybe as well, a bit of cinnamon note kind of popping in, and a bit of a toasted pineapple note as well, weirdly enough. Really, really nice. Now I'm getting that salty kind of maritime note, and it's lasting a bit longer on the finish, a bit more spicy on the finish. Really, really nice. You ready for the new one? Are you ready? Yeah, you are. Batch 2, cask strength, 56.1%. Shall we dive in? I think so. Right, so this guy. Quite a light liquid, but don't ever, ever, ever let that fool you. Douglas Laing's always a non-chill filtered and natural colour, by the way. Oh yeah, that is thick. That is salty. That is maritime. That is seaweed. That is a bit of smoke. That is a bit of an oak woody note in there as well, like almost a juicy oak. Oh yeah, toffee, but caramel. Like that brittle toffee, you know, your grandmother probably ate and forced you to have, and it's a teeth breaker when you're at the seaside or something. Those weird hammers that don't seem to really do anything. It tastes a lower ABV than it is. It's incredibly easy drinking. Fantastic spice. The tongue is lighting up a little bit now with a bit of pepper spice and maybe kind of a jalapeno kind of note coming through. It's still thick, still salty, still drying, still toffee. Absolutely superb. A shorter finish than I expected. A really, really nice whiskey. It's leaving a kind of flavour like an old ashtray, like an extinguished bonfire in my mouth anyway. So in the comments below, let me know if you've tried these guys, what you think of them, and what your favourite is. And I just want to say thanks to Douglas Laing for sending these bottles as part of the Twitter tasting, so that I can review them properly, do the photography and all that kind of stuff. And look forward to the next video. Cheers guys, until next time.